The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
The Attitude Era is widely considered by many as the greatest product the WWE has ever had. Now, relive the entire journey with exclusive commentary, insights, and episodic discussion with head writer Vince Russo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Raw. What Was It Good For? With myself and Jeff Lane. We are looking at an episode of the Attitude Era today from January 19th, 1998. Jeff, I got to be honest with you. I'm watching this show, and this made me proud to do what I did. And listen, man, bro, they could run all the shows they want on the WWE network, and try to do whatever they want to do. There are I left so many fingerprints on this show that I will point out to you that like nobody else could have done. And I'm glad I did, because like as they happen, I know it. And like I said, there's nobody else that could have done that. The reasons why I did the things I do. But let's start off the top, bro, because Vince Russo had nothing to do with this. The storytelling of Paul Bearer, the unbelievable facials here of Paul Bearer throughout this promo, bro. Nobody could listen. People talk about Paul Heyman. I'm not going to take anything away from Paul Heyman, but Paul Bearer told a story with so much more than just words. Just his face, his afflictions. I don't know if we'll ever see another storyteller like this.
Yeah, I thought the promo was amazing. I especially got a kick out of how he was laughing when he come out from the apron from behind the curtain, because he fooled everybody with the Undertaker's music playing. That laugh he did was great. But yeah, the facial expressions were unbelievable. He flubbed a line in this, and it didn't even matter. The promo was still a legendary promo. That's how good he is. So yeah, I mean, we start off with a great story being told. Kane comes out of the casket, and Bearer calls him the final surviving member of the Undertaker's family.
Jeff, I have to tell you, I can vividly remember when I was consulting for TNA, and I had to review the show every week. I can so vividly remember just, my announcer notes and saying over and over again, are these guys just idiots? Do these guys want people to think they're idiots and they're stupid? Bro, do you see what JR does here? Which you really got to watch and you really got to listen to appreciate JR. Bro, we do the false taker coming down, okay? And JR saying, could it be the Undertaker? Bro, 99.9% of the announcers would be blowing a gasket. It's the Undertaker, it's the Undertaker, it's the Undertaker. JR knows it's not the Undertaker, and JR's not going to look stupid. So JR basically says, could it be the Undertaker? He never got excited and said, here comes Taker here, which like I said, bro, everybody would do that. But JR knows it's not Taker. I'm not going to look like a moron. I'm not going to lose my credibility. So he's asking he's asking the question, is it the Undertaker? And also, bro, I love to, when they talked about the stench, JR talked about the stench that was coming out of the casket, when Kane came out of it, and right there you're visualizing, he's ringside and he's smelling it. And was there human flesh burnt? Bro, that thought would never go through an announcer's head today. It would never go through their head. This is why a guy like JR is just irreplaceable, bro. We go to the next segment. We got a DX promo. They're teasing that they're going to find the Undertaker tonight.
But yeah, they set up that they're going to go out and find the Undertaker, and I thought that was really cool. And then we go into the DOA and the Nation.
Bro, the DOA and the Nation, I want to say a couple of things about this, bro. First of all, like, the fans are rabid for this match. Like, they're like rabid. But, bro, here's what I want to talk about this match. And go back and look at it. Bro, look how stiff these guys are working. Bro, there's no rest holes during this match. There's not a single rest hole. It's boom, 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 boom. And, bro, you got to keep in mind, Jeff, these are guys that are mid-carders at best. At best, opening up the show, stiff, tight, no rest holes, fast pace, turns into an all-out brawl. The people go nuts. Here comes Rock. Here comes Mark Henry. Here comes Ahmed Johnson. Here comes Ken Shamrock. I mean, just what a way to open the show, and that all ends now with a hearse pulling up. So with Shawn Michaels and Triple H and DX, were they right? Are they really going to deliver the Undertaker here tonight?
But then after the hearse arrives to the building, we have perhaps the greatest part of the entire show. The Vic Venom commercial. Do you got any stories about filming that? I'm just. It's such a great spot.
Yeah, bro. I'm just surprised it came on and it wasn't cut out. You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't dub me and have me say something completely different. Like, I'm Vic Venom, really Vince Russo. I wrote the magazine, didn't have anything to do with this show whatsoever. I'm Vic Venom, really Vince Russo. I wrote the magazine, didn't have anything to do with this show whatsoever. I'm surprised they didn't dub it over. But yeah, bro, I can remember like we shot that down at some train tracks in Stamford, Connecticut. I remember, bro, I wanted it to look gritty. Black and white, real deal. Like, boy, I buried the announcers, in that. And I said, well, you think they're telling you the truth? I mean, I literally went into business for myself, just like I did on Livewire.
But next is Tom Brandy. It's funny because I don't remember this, but we had talked about how his ring attire was hurting him, and he came out in new ring attire in this match, which I thought was a positive there with the Italian flag on. But he's against Mark Mero. I like the detail of how when Mero put on a robe on Sable that said property of Mark Mero, and JR's like, Sable probably doesn't even know that it's on there. Just something he threw in there I thought was cool. But one thing I noticed is how great like Mero is getting over, because when Tom Brandy comes out, like the crowd is dead. There's no noise at all. But then when he nailed Mero from behind, the pop was enormous. You know what I mean? And that's all because of they can't stand Mark Mero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was great.
Jeff, here is a great inside story for you. And again, bro, I listen, I enjoy watching these things because, Jeff, it's not like I'm reliving the glory years. It's not that at all. I find so many things that, like, I forgot about, and I know why he's saying that, and like, oh, that was my line. Like, I find so many little things. Bro, here's a beautiful thing. JR had a line in this where he basically said, like Mark Mero never reached the expectations that he, that was expected of him. And he's basically saying Mark Mero never got over. Okay, bro? Let me give you a little backstory, bro. Vince McMahon, Mark Mero and Rena met directly with Vince McMahon. Okay? JR was in talent relations at the time, and he was never involved in Vince meeting with Mero and Sable and Vince signing Mero and Sable. And bro, JR had a funny thing about him that, like, if somebody was signed and it did not go through him, he had a problem and he had an issue, and he would forever have heat with that talent. JR never liked Mark Mero simply because Vince McMahon directly signed Mero and Sable. So this was JR's way of saying, okay, Vince, you signed these two, you paid them a lot of money, and obviously they haven't gotten over. And it's just so funny to me because as I'm sitting here and I'm listening to JR say that, I know immediately that's why he's saying it. It brings me back to that time, and it's just funny, bro, to see that now and realize, that was one of the things about JR. If somebody was signed and it didn't go through him, he had a huge issue. Mero was one of those guys.
During the match, a flower delivery man brings Sable some flowers, so we don't know who those are from. So Mero throws a fit, tells Sable to go to the back, but she ends up staying. And then she goes up on the apron to argue with the ref. I'm not sure what she was arguing about. The announcers really didn't put it over, but that allowed Mero to hit a low blow in the TKO for the win, and then Mero slapped Brandy in the face.
I love Mero beating them with the flowers, bro. And, bro, listen, I look at that now, and I'm sitting here, and I'm saying to myself, why is a freaking guy coming down, special delivery ringside? If I would have got to done that over, I would have just had a fan do it. You know what I'm saying? I would have had a fan from ringside give Sable flowers. It makes more sense. Mero could have thrown the same fit, but, the special delivery, I mean, that was as hokey as it gets. But I did enjoy Mero beating Brandy with the flowers. I did like that.
We go to the hearse, and, they think the Undertaker's in there. They're acting like it, and then they open it up, and it's a bunch of hot chicks in the back of the hearse, and then they climb in. And Chyna slams the door. Chyna's face.
Bro, I got that exactly here again. Chyna's sell is just great.
It was awesome. And then we see Tyson and Shane McMahon arriving in a limo with his entourage. And then the Quebecers wrestled, which I don't remember them coming back. I remember they were in WCW as the Amazing French Canadians or something ridiculous like that. And I forgot that they came back to WWE, but they Russell Cactus Jack and Chainsaws Charlie.
Bro, you know what the funny thing is? The WWE was always very, 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 very high on Pierre. They thought from a wrestling perspective, they thought he was a great wrestler. I know his last name is Ouellette. I can't remember what his first name is. Carl. Yeah, huge. Oh, huge. But it just goes to show you, bro, they were sky high on the guy's work. But if you don't have the other half of that puzzle, you could be the greatest worker in the world. You're only going to go so far. One thing I want to talk to you about here, bro, is I want to get into the Chainsaw Charlie thing a little bit too, because, bro, the Chainsaw Charlie, a lot of this was Vince McMahon, and I got to tell you, bro, I don't know what the Terry Funk history was with Vince McMahon, but there was history there. And I got to tell you, as great as Terry Funk is, and I thought Terry Funk was terrific, and I love Terry Funk, and I'm a huge Terry Funk fan, I don't think Vince saw him that way. I mean, I really don't. And I'm sure, bro, it goes a little further than that. I'm sure there was probably some kind of an incident over money or something. But I'm telling you, the Chainsaw Charlie, the stocking over the face, that was all a rib on Vince's part. And if you even notice, bro, at the end of the match, freaking Funk is one-upping Vince by lifting and showing everybody, it's me, Terry Funk. And basically what he's saying there is, Vince, what are you going to do about it? And the fact of the matter is, what really is Vince going to do about it? But that was the story behind Chainsaw Charlie. That was, bro, a personal thing with Vince. I really wish I knew a little bit about what the backstory and what the heat was, but that happened long before I went there when Funk was on the TV. Bro, and a couple other things I love. First of all, when's the last time we saw a good old-fashioned noggin knocker? And second of all, when Mick puts the mandible claw on the referee, all I'm thinking about, bro, is could Rudy Charles not use a good mandible claw, bro?
He could use something, yeah.
Somebody needs to put the mandible claw on Rudy, bro.
I wanted to ask you this about the Rumble, because during the Royal Rumble match, as we were talking about Cactus here, that was the match when Foley came out 3 times, is all 3 different characters. He was number 1 as Cactus Jack, got eliminated, came back out later as Mankind, got eliminated, came back out again as Dude Love, and got eliminated. So do you have any recollection of how that came about? Because I still think it's hilarious to this day.
I don't remember that at all, bro. That's why I'm laughing that you're telling me that, because I think that's great. I think that's absolutely phenomenal, bro.
And then DX is talking to some mini-luchadors, and they were from the Royal Rumble, and this was another interesting thing from the Rumble. I'm watching this, and I'm like, It was 2 teams of mini luchadors, 3-on-3 mini masked luchador match. And I'm like, Vince has nothing to do with this. And then Sonny comes out as the referee, and I'm like, Vince has everything to do with this. So,
man, but we obviously, bro, if you look at these shows, we're obviously looking for something for Sonny to do. Obviously, like every show, she shows up like when she's least expected. So we're obviously trying to get Sonny on TV.
Yeah, but she looked amazing as a referee. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
So they asked them if they've seen The Undertaker. They don't understand what they're saying.
You hear what Triple H said to the minis here?
I don't remember, no.
No short answers. Bro, something that stupid. I popped huge when he goes, no short answers. You know, I mean, come on, bro, give me a break.
That's like later when he asked, when we get there, but he asked Michaels if he got his clothing from a fire sale. Like, yeah. We see Tyson again. Well, this is the first time he's backstage talking to people, and he's talking to like Briscoe and Patterson and Gurria and stuff. And then we have the NWA North American Championship match, which Jarrett is defending against Bradshaw. So Barry Windham cost Bradshaw the match. It looks like it was an accident, but it turns out that Windham is turning on Bradshaw, and he joins with Cornette and the NWA. Bro,
the funny thing is, I'm right here. The turn was so obvious, and I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, man, couldn't you have couldn't you have covered this up a little bit more and made it less obvious? But then I'm sitting here saying it was so obvious because I didn't care. I obviously did not care about this whole NWA thing. Cornette was so into it. It was designed to let him bury himself because I know nobody was going to care about these NWA guys. So, like, as I'm looking at the Wyndham turn as being, oh, my God, I saw that coming a mile away, it's like I didn't care, and that's why. What about when Shawn comes out?
After that, they showed it was the cliffhanger backstage where DX was talking and Triple H points off and then the lights dim. So it makes you think that
did you hear what Shawn said in this promo?
I don't.
See, this is where I know, like Vince Russo, listen, if Vince McMahon thinks he wrote this line, Vince McMahon, come on this show and tell me face to face, okay? Shawn said, bro, in that promo, you ready? I left no box unopened in the hearse, bro. That was all Vince, bro. That came from Vince McMahon. Give me a freaking break. And, bro, here's the funniest thing. I swear to you, Jeff, I don't remember a lot of this. So when Taker's descending, like, I don't remember a lot of this, but I know me. And I'm like, this is Shawn. You know, I mean, there's absolutely no question about it. This is Shawn. You know, he descends. You know, I knew it was Shawn. You know, this turns into a barbecue. You know, Triple H is suck the cook.
Dude, I popped with him wearing the belt over the apron. Like, that looks so ridiculous.
The belt over the apron. But, bro, here's the greatest thing. Let me read my notes here. Suck the cook. Him and Triple H have jumbo weenies. Chyna's got the big stick. He puts the pepperoni in his pants. Bro, this was the highlight of the whole thing for me. Okay, because it reminded me of what we just did on Anything But Freaking Wrestling. Bro, did you watch Shawn? He put the pepperoni in his pants. See, bro, I feel this is where I'm comparing Shawn to Seth Rollins. Okay? Because you don't script this. Bro, he puts the pepperoni in his pants. Do you see what he starts doing then?
I missed that part.
Bro, he's slapping the pepperoni. He's slapping the pepperoni. And I'm just like, that's Shawn Michaels gold. But, bro, did you see in the background, too, during Triple H's promo, like, Shawn was holding it at his waist and he was poking Chyna in the butt with it. Yeah, here's the Vince Russo blueprint again. I doubt very highly that Vince McMahon has ever heard a Kiss album in his life or can name a Kiss song. But remember I told you last week, one of Shawn's lines he always used all the time was Dance All Over Your Face. That was a song from Lick It Up. You know, I'm going to dance all over your face. Here, the Alive 2 album, bro, there's a song on the Alive 2 is a live album, but at the end of the album, there's 4 cuts. One of the 4 cuts is a song called Rocket Ride that Ace Frehley sings. And in the song, Ace Frehley says, I've got the rocket if you want the ride. And that was the line that Shawn Michaels, used here. So, like, I always know, like, as soon as he says, I got the Rocket, if you want the ride, that came directly from the Kiss song.
That was Triple H actually that said that.
Oh, was it Triple H?
Yeah, because that was after the Flair shot. Like, that was 2 weeks in a row he took a shot at Flair, which do you remember what that deal was there?
No, but bro, he is something. He is something more. He is something more, bro, that I bet you went right over a lot of people's heads. Bro, he takes a shot. Triple H takes a shot at Flair. I got the Rocket if you want the ride. He tied that into Space Mountain. That's why I know I wrote that, because, Space Mountain, Rocket Ride, that didn't come off Triple H's head. But then, bro, if you notice, I probably wrote this too, but for Shawn to say it, I'm very surprised. Shawn starts talking about, he starts cutting a promo on Austin. The beauty of this is, bro, it's coming down to Shawn and Austin. Shawn is just as over as Austin. You got two guys that are both over huge going into a main event against each other. Shawn's just as over as Austin, but here's what Shawn said, bro. He starts cutting about the promo on Austin. I beat every wrestler, set my way. Then he says, every wrestler, HBK sent down south. He's talking about Kevin and Scott. You know what I'm saying? Which was like, I'm sure I wrote that, bro, because, bro, my philosophy was always this when it came to competition, right? If you're in first place, bro, you don't even mention it. There's no competition. You don't even mention them. Nobody exists. There's no reason to. But when you're in second place, bro, my philosophy was you freaking throw every hand grenade you have at number one. You throw everything at them. That was always my philosophy. And that's why I know I wrote the line about, I sent them down south, because at this point, they're still beating us, in the ratings. But the fact that Shawn said it, which was a blatant direction at Scott and Kevin, that surprised me a little bit, bro.
I popped after Triple H said, I got the Rocket if you want the ride. JR says, oh, I'm sure glad to know that. That was vital information. Like, that's the thing that JR just throws those lines in the middle of promos that are just genius.
Just classic stuff, bro,
Then we see Tyson talking to LOD, and then Sonny comes in and kind of sluts up to Tyson. Then we had an 8-man match, which was Los Boricuas versus the Headbangers, Owen and Taka, and the Honky Tonk Band was on commentary. And Owen gets the win, and he accepts Triple H. Well, that's what we didn't. Triple H in the promo earlier challenged Owen to a shot at his European title next week. So Owen accepts here. Kind of a strange match, I thought. That why I couldn't figure out why these guys were teamed together. Was there something? Do you remember that happened maybe months ago that I don't remember?
No, the only thing is, first of all, the Boricuas were in the ring, so they didn't even get an entrance. We put Honky Tonk Man on color, hoping to keep the people there. But at least, bro, you still had the thread of what the Boricuas did to Owen. And the whole idea for the match, bro, is Hunter just made the challenge. So the match immediately follows. And obviously, bro, the point of the entire match was to make Owen look strong. And, Owen comes in, Owen cleans house, and then Owen plugs the match for next week. But as I said, bro, as we really head into the Attitude Era, a match like this will not be on like 3 months from now. It just won't, But I understand completely why we did it this way.
Then we see Tyson backstage with the Nation, and they're trying to recruit him into the Nation. And then we have The Rock versus Ahmed Johnson. And, of course, the worst trunks in the history of wrestling, Ahmed. I don't get these trunks. Like, dude, might as well just wore a thong. It would have been the same thing.
Bro, what about – this is The Rock and Ahmed Johnson, right, bro? Bro, what about – this match wasn't even advertised. This is The Rock and Ahmed Johnson, and they never even meant – this was not even one of the things they had to sell. This match kind of came on as, oh, by the way, it's Rock and Ahmed Johnson, bro. I mean, did not even sell it because there was so many other things going on.
Yeah, I love going back and seeing things like this where you see the evolution of certain things in wrestling before they become like super over. Like The Rock does the people's elbow in this match. It's absolutely no reaction. And it's funny seeing that because, you know, a few months from now, that's going to be one of the biggest moves in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great insight, Jeff. It really is. Yep.
But Mark Henry comes out and he ends up using a chair on Ahmed Johnson to cost him the match. Rock gets the win. Shamrock comes out going insane. Like, who would mess with this guy? Like the way he's spazzing in the faces. I mean, it just looks legit. He runs off The Rock and Henry. So the Rock storyline still confusing. We see Tyson again with Cactus Jack and Charlie. These are like 10-second teases that this is stuff like I don't think people put the effort into today. You're only spending 10 seconds on something, but you're keeping the storyline fresh in the people's mind throughout the entire show. Tyson's here, Tyson's here, Tyson's here, he's coming. So I thought that was good. And we come back and Tyson's with DX. And then we have the Outlaws and the Godwins in a tag match. Outlaws come out in overalls. I popped at that. This is one thing I noticed, and I don't know. I want to see if you noticed this or not. But they messed up a move. It was one of the Godwins and Billy Gunn messed up a suplex or a slam or something. But Lawler sold it like it was this devastating move. You know what I mean? Completely no-sold the botch. And today, I feel like commentators are fumbling and they're awkward trying to cover up when it's an obvious blown spot. You know what I mean? So I thought Lawler did a great job on that.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on this match? They did the finish with the hidden brick.
Yeah, no, I just got, the old brick in the pig trick, which I thought was phenomenal. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. Listen, if you want to chalk that up into, put that with Judy Bagwell on a pole and the pinata on a pole and all that, they go right ahead because I loved it.
You know what cracks me up is the crap you get about Judy Bagwell. I'm only mentioning this because you just brought it up. But like the year before you went there, they made her a tag team champion. Judy Bagwell was the tag team champion.
I didn't even know that.
So you get flagged for putting her on a forklift, but nobody mentions that her and Rick Steiner were the tag team champions. You
know what cracks me up? Bro, I'm on Twitter yesterday, figuring, listen, I'll be nice and I'll watch this Raw because I had to watch it anyway because I had to do that retro reaction. I'll be nice. I'll talk to these people, right? And bro, the morons with the pole jokes. And one guy makes the comment, oh, you did a ton of pole jokes. I said, really? A ton. I can name Judy Bagwell, and that was a forklift, bro. So we can take that out of the equation. I'll be honest with you. I can name the pinata, and I can name the Viagra. Okay, where's the other? How many is a ton, bro? Like 2 million pounds?
2,000, I think.
Okay, where's the other 1,998 pole matches? As a matter of fact, I beg somebody to name 3 more over a 20-year career. But the fact that they remember the Viagra on a pole and they remember Judy Bagwell, bro, that's the whole thing. You're supposed to write shows people will remember. That's the whole idea. Bro, tell me one thing anybody's going to remember this morning from yesterday's show. Oh, Sting put a statue in a garbage truck. You're going to remember that 15 years from now, bro? Come on, man. You're going to forget it by this morning.
Now we go to the final segment, which, there's a lot of things we're going to hit. We've already hit a couple as we go along in this entire run of Attitude shows that are like key moments. And this was one of them. I consider this, and I think a lot of people do as well, when Austin versus McMahon started. This is it right here. What happens after this segment? This is a key moment in Attitude Era history right here. But I popped because when Vince introduced Tyson, it was like a replica of how he introduced Aretha Franklin at WrestleMania 3. Doing that. Like, I popped for that. But this was so great, like, because Vince is so excited. He's got Tyson in the ring. Vince starts to announce what Tyson's role is going to be at WrestleMania, and then Austin's music hits and interrupts it, and you can see Vince starting to get irritated. What is he doing here? So Austin gets in the ring, and McMahon's cronies are coming out, trying to prevent something from happening. They all flood the ring. So Vince asks Austin why he's there, and Austin says, he's sick of seeing Tyson shaking everybody's hands. He respects what he did in the boxing world, but when you step in this ring, you're messing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He says he wants a piece of Tyson, and then he tells Vince to shut up or he'll knock his lights out, which was great. Then he flips the double bird in Tyson's face, and Tyson shoves Austin. And I challenge anybody to find a more realistic-looking pull-apart in the history of wrestling than this. Find me one, because I'll argue all day that this is the most realistic. When they got Austin underneath the ropes, and they're holding him down, and he's kicking his legs, and he's trying to fight out, and Tyson marching around, I just thought this entire thing was great. And then McMahon, you ruined it, damn it! And he's trying to kick Austin, and that was it. That was the moment where Austin versus McMahon started. So I want your thoughts on this, because I honestly think, you've said Tyson started the Attitude Era. Tyson's what did all this, and I think this was the segment that led to everything that followed from this point on.
Well, Jeff, I got to say, watching this, bro, listen, this was work and it was a job. That's what it was, bro. And when you're doing it every week, it's just a job, But watching this, bro, really made me proud and really made me see just how far the wrestling business has fallen. Like I said, bro, watching Raw last night and watching this first thing in the morning, just what happened? How can you watch Raw last night and watch this segment and Triple H make a comment like it's a different time? Okay, Hunter. So what happened last night between Tyson and Austin? What happened, in 1998? Something like that can't be repeated because it's a different time. I don't understand that. This segment right here, bro, from this segment, from the time Austin came out, perhaps the greatest segment in the history of professional wrestling. I was watching this. It was making me so proud to have been a part of this. I'm sitting here now knowing it will never get better than that again, ever. I don't care what they do. With everybody involved, it will never get better. The only thing I wish I would have done, bro, when I look back now, and again, I always talk about protecting the characters. It was not in Stone Cold Steve Austin's character to not come out when Shawn Michaels was cutting the promo. So what I wish I would have done was have a shot in the back of Austin showing up after that promo, which would have explained why he didn't come out. Obviously, we were holding him for the end, but I did not do a good job protecting that character. We should have saw him arrive after Shawn cut his promo. But again, bro, you come off of watching Raw last night and then watching this, and you just start really understanding, how good it could be. If you had performers, like this, if you had writers, that cared, if you had people, like in a Vince McMahon role that were able to pull that off, it's bro, it is the degree to where this show is at, and then you jump ahead. However, what are we, bro? 17 years later, whatever it is, unbelievable, man.
It's just amazing. Vince was there, Triple H was there, Stephanie was there. They were all a part of this, and they don't know how to do it, Jeff. They don't know how to repeat that. That's why I'm telling you, they could take all the credit away from me they want and do videos and have Eric on there, whatever they want to do. They don't know how to do what we did back then. They know how to do wrestling, bro. That's what they know how to do. And every Monday night, that's what you get is wrestling. It's that simple. And like I said, bro, it'll never happen in a million years. I would have the conversation, a public forum. I would do it for free any day, any time of the week between any of these people. But they don't know how to do it. But, bro, did you see what Tyson said as this show ended? Oh, my God, bro. Did you imagine?
Bro, first of all, like I'm saying, like, bro, should they not have edited that out?
Like, I don't remember this at all, that line at all. So I wonder if that made TV. You know what I mean? Did that make it on the air?
Bro, if it made it on the WWE network now, it made it on the air. But, bro, how are they not taking that line out?
I don't know.
Bro, listen, what's happening is nobody's watching these shows. But like I said, Jeff, you notice we're not seeing that attitude spot anymore. When Sean's talking about his 92 concussions, when I basically said, guys, it might be a good idea to take that out. I don't think anybody's watching these shows before they put them up. But, bro, you got to take that out.
It was insane. Absolutely insane. Like, If that was on TV today, could you imagine?
Oh my God!
Like Tyson would have been removed from the WWE. You know what I mean? It's insane.
Can you imagine, Jeff, the number of people tuning in next week based on how this show ended? Now, bro, how many people are tuning in to see Seth Rollins revenge the statue? Like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? But I don't want to harp on it, Jeff, but you're watching two different. I can't even fathom this is the same wrestling company. I can't even fathom that. And that last segment, bro, I don't know if it ever gets any better than that. I just don't know, you know?